All right, welcome to the channel. We are going to cook this big honking piece of meat today. Well, not today, on Saturday. Today, we're gonna put it in some brine. This is 17 kilos of pork. With the skin, I'm gonna keep the skin on it because the skin, we're gonna cook it on an open fire and it is going to be absolutely golden brown, crispy, crunchy, and delicious. So right now, what I'm doing is making a brine. It's gonna be a very potent mixture of salt and spices, which I will show you all as we go. And then we're gonna put it in this big bucket here. It says ice only, but that's all right. We're putting a pig in there and we all know what ice is. So we're gonna do this now here and we're gonna put this together and we're gonna put it in the brine until Saturday. In the video, it'll only be a couple seconds. For me, it's a 2-day wait till I get to eat this. 2 days and then 12 hours of cooking before I get to eat this delicious piece of pork. I'm very much looking forward to. This was butchered by a friend of mine on his farm. He called me up and said, "Hey man, I got an extra pig leg from this butcher today. Do you want it?" And I said, "Absolutely. I always take a big piece of meat, a very good price." So that's why we have this here today. 17 kilos of fresh pork ready to go. So we're gonna take this thing. You can see where he hung it to butcher it. And we're gonna take this thing, we're gonna brine it for 2 days. 48 hours, then we're gonna put it into a live burning oven and we are going to see how it comes out. I have utmost faith that it's gonna be delicious. Thank you for tuning in. We've got the pig in the bucket now. I want to give everyone a warning because the last time I cooked a large pig, I'm gonna show you what happened. Now, you pick up my board. I dropped it into the bucket last time and boom, broke my freaking counter. So if you watch, like, and sub, maybe we can buy a new counter. I don't know. I don't have the money now, that's for sure. So be careful. Thing weighs 30, 40 pounds. You drop it on your counter, it's gonna break your counter. Trust me, I've did it before. I didn't do it this time. I put it on the floor and did it. But be careful, weighs a lot, don't break your shit. If you watched the channel before, you realize I don't actually use recipes. Not about it, don't care about it, don't want it, don't need it. We're cooking with our hearts, not with our books and our studies. We're gonna cook with our taste buds, and that's how we're gonna get it done. So you can follow my recipe, but I'm just making this shit up as I go anyway. And the next time I make it, it'll be a little bit different because each time you're striving to make it just a little bit better. Chefs will say consistency is key. We're cooking at home here. Who the fuck cares? All right, so we're gonna take up this garlic here that I got, about a whole clove of garlic. We're gonna pound it out a little bit. Use a knife or something at home if you want. I use my hands. You just peel off the peels. Boom, in it goes. Even if some peels get in there, who cares? This is brine. It's going in the garbage when we're done with it. Nothing's gonna happen to it. I'm probably gonna add about a half more clove of garlic. This one was kind of small. And I dropped like 3 or 4 of them on the ground while I was smashing it for you guys. So we're gonna add another half a clove of garlic to this off camera. There'll be about, or another head of garlic. There'll be about, I don't know, 10 cloves in there when we're done with it. Use your strong part of your hand if you want to do that. You will smell like garlic for the rest of the day. Just get over it. So I'm not even gonna take the skin off, I don't care. These two, skin's still on, who cares? All right, then we got one more. Now we're gonna get a bunch of salt going. It's about 3 cups right there. It's not enough. Let's go with another bag. I use thick salt, you don't have to. It's another 3 cups, so we'll go about 6 cups of salt, give or take. No, I don't like it. We're gonna go with 8 cups of salt. It's not enough. But we need a little salt for the house, so I better not use it all. My wife might kill me. So as you can see, it is a lot of salt. This is a lot of meat. And if you don't marinate it for 2 days, it doesn't penetrate to the center of the meat. And if you don't over-season it, it's not gonna penetrate. And one of the important things here is to remember that I'm going to fill this up, bring it to a boil, incorporate all the ingredients in here, and then put it in here. and then I'm going to add water to it. So this mixture needs to be extremely strong because I'm going to triple its volume, maybe even quadruple its volume with just plain water once I put it into here. So remember, so we're going to put a little bit of cinnamon in there. If I can get it open. A little bit of cinnamon goes in. And yes, I am sweating. It's Costa Rica and it's hot as hell in here right now. We're going to put some cloves because pork and cloves just go together. We're going to put some bay leaves in there or laurel leaves depending on what part of the world you're in. Like 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. I put the whole bag. Fuck it. Rosemary. Lots of it. We're going to put the whole bag of this one in there too. You can't, you know, we're just brining. All this is going to be washed off and taken out later. And then we got some time. These are your aromatics. Then you're going to fill this with water and we're going to bring it to a boil. I use a whole bag of thyme too. Alright, so we got a big mixture right here. We're going to add water to here. We're going to bring it to a boil and I will probably cut to that part. Now, let's not forget the most important ingredient. A little bit of cayenne to kick up the notch. A little bit more than a little? Yeah. Alright, that's it. We're going to add water to this. We're going to bring it to a boil and I'll show you a couple of shots of that. It's not super exciting. Okay, thank you. Okay, here we are looking at the mixture. It's looking like a brown mess. It's started to warm up now. I've got it on full heat. So it's, you know, it's going to be coming to a boil. You want to keep an eye on it because it will overboil. You want to get your herbs and stuff off the sides here too. Make sure your salt isn't stuck to the bottom. We'll put a lot of salt in there. It may not completely dissolve. You just don't want to like crust it onto the bottom of your pan. At this point, we're going to bring it to a boil. You can taste this now if you want. I've tasted this just right now, and it's hideous. It's like drinking salt water with garlic and thyme and rosemary in it. So, you know, taste it so you understand if your flavors are coming together. Maybe, you know, if you're not using such... Our pork is fed a lot of plantains here, so it doesn't need sugar. Sometimes if I were using, like, pork in the U.S., I would add a little bit of honey to this or some sugar or some kind of sweetening to it. But the pork here in Costa Rica has a natural sweetness to it that doesn't require me to add anything to the brine. And it also helps me control the color of the pork as I cook it without adding sugar to it. So this is it. We're just going to wait for it to boil. Then we're going to add it to the pork. We're going to add the fresh water to it, and then we're going to put it in the fridge for 2 days. All right, as you can see, it's boiling now. We're pretty much done here. I'm going to shut this off. I got to go pick up my kid at school. So I'm just going to leave it here to just kind of steep in the flavors. You can see the salt forming around the edge here. I mean, it is salty. Again, taste it if you want. Make sure you got the right flavor. You're not going to know if you got it salty enough. You really aren't, because there's a level of salt you can't taste anymore. It's just pure salt water right now, with spices. So at this point, we're going to shut her off, and I'm just going to let it sit for like, I don't know, 15 minutes, and then we'll pour it over the pork, and then we'll let it sit for 48 hours. All right, here we go. We're going to put it into the pork now.
¿Qué es eso?
Es puerco, guys. Ooh.
Parece como una calabacina.
See? Look at that. So there's salt in here now. And we're going to put more water into this, get the rest of that salt in there right now. Okay, Cass, tell us what we're cooking. ¿Qué cocinamos?
Carne.
Carne. ¿Carne de qué? De cerdo. Sí. ¿Y tú ayudas? Sí. Bueno. All right, as you can see, we are in the brine. The liquid is there. I've added about 4 more pots of this into this. And we're about done. I might add just a little bit more water just to get that little knuckle right there covered. But you don't really need this part covered. There's not much meat in that, so you're all right. Okay, for anybody who doesn't have a drink fridge, this may be a bit complicated. I do have an extra fridge in my house. This is a huge bucket, a huge piece of meat, so brining a whole pig leg may not be reasonable for everybody in their fridges. But luckily, I have this extra fridge that just costs a couple $100, and it's basically for storefronts to have. but I use it in my house as a backup fridge, and we just remove a few shelves and we can fit it in there. As you can see, the liquid is covering the pig. I'm going to put maybe a little bit more water in there just to cover that little piece that's not exposed, and then we're good to go. It's going to sit here for 48 hours, and then we'll get to roasting. Probably cut to that now. All right, we're here ready to cook this big piece of pork we have here. It's cook day. It's been in the brine for 2 days. As you can see, I poured the brine off, and I've also put some sauce on it already, because this is our second take. The first take didn't work out, but I'm going to put a can of beer in here and a can of water. It's just going to be a basting liquid for the cook. It really isn't going to do much. It won't impart any flavor. Don't do what I'm doing with the barbecue sauce. I had to fix this because my oven's too hot, so there's a lot of sugar in barbecue sauce. So just put it in the liquid below the meat, and that way when you baste later, it'll have a little bit of flavor for the skin. It's going to do nothing for a 17-kilo piece of pork. It's just not. Like, a little bit of barbecue sauce and some beer isn't going to change the flavor at all. It's just an agent to baste and to lower and to just keep it nice and get the skin nice. As you can see, my fire is too big. A lesson to be learned here is that make sure you check your oven, check your space where you're going with your product before you take your product to that space, because I've got 17 kilos in my arms and I've got no way to adjust a space to put that piece in there. So I've got way too much fire here. It's probably up close to 400 or 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to move some things around. We're going to make an adjustment, and we're going to take some of that fire out of there to drop it down to around 250. Obviously, this is just a brick oven. Our temperature is going to range, but we want to keep it in 250. And as you can see, we put coals down each side. We got rid of the fire. We cleaned out the middle, and now it's cooking. And in about 12 hours, she'll be ready. And I just want to show the setting that we're cooking this in. It's raining today in the jungle, but that's what it does in the rainforest. Well, we're cooking with coffee wood that came from this farm right here in Moyahones. And it's a beautiful setting. Normally you would see the entire town of Perez Zeledon over there, but the clouds are blocking it today. But I just thought it would be really nice for people to understand where the pig came from and where we're cooking it, and the beautiful setting that will make this delicious meal for us. Thank you. Okay, that's enough nature. We're going to get back to cooking this pork. As you can see, we're cooking on traditional Costa Rican farm equipment, and this is a beautiful oven that works wonderfully. And we're going to go in there and take a look at the pork. As you can see, the skin is done, but the pork is not. So I'm going to remove the skin. At this point, the fat under the skin is rendered, so I can just stick a knife under there or tongs, and the skin will just come right off. And it's ready to eat. It's crispy, it's crunchy, it's good. So, but the pork here does not look ready. So we're going to give a little baste on that, just a little bit. It's still early in the cook here, so I don't want too much sugar on there because it will eventually burn if I do that. So it's just a light baste. And as you can see, this is the finished product. Came out beautifully colored with this lovely glaze on it. And I've got 50 people waiting, but it's cooked through. It's really juicy. It's really nice. I give it a quick glaze. I let it rest for about half hour to 45 minutes. It could rest longer, but there were a lot of hungry people waiting to eat this thing. And I honestly didn't think we would finish the 17 kilos of pork, but when I left last night, it was pretty much all gone. And as you can see, it slices really nicely. It's still juicy inside. This is not pulled pork. This is roasted pork. So it's not supposed to be so tender that it just falls apart. If I had left it in there for another 4 or 5 hours on low heat, it would have become pulled pork. And as you can see, but on the edge, I can still pull it with a fork, with a plastic fork. It's that tender and that juicy there. So my intention was not to make it completely shredded. My intention was to make roasted pork, not pulled pork. And it came out perfect. I really think this one was great. The brine, the flavor got all the way to the center. It was delicious to the bone. Thanks for watching. Like and sub. You guys are awesome.